Hey, what's up, guys? I wanted to come on and say some words about Kobe Bryant out of respect. Rest in peace to Kobe. Um, my thoughts and prayers with his family and his fans. Everybody who's mourning his loss. Also, rest in peace to his daughter. Um, One of his daughters, 13-year-old, who was on the helicopter with him, the pilot, and another player and parent. All right, last news I got was saying that it was him, his daughter, another player, I guess a teammate of his daughter's, I'm assuming, and that player's parent, one of the parents, I guess, and the pilot were the ones who were killed in the helicopter crash. All right, excuse my voice, I'm kind of under the weather, but you know, I remember the first time I heard about Kobe Bryant. I remember where I was. Um, I'm guessing it was the summer of '96. Um, I was in Houston um, staying with my aunt and uncle and two cousins. Um, and there was a news telecast on, and they were talking about this young, great high schooler um, who was going to get drafted. All right. His name was Kobe Bryant. Um, they showed highlights of him. He had, the bald head, um, Jordan look. Um, you know, um, he looked like an impressive young talent. Like dominating the high school scene, dunking on people. All right. So I was kind of interested and intrigued, what the guy, what he was gonna be in the NBA. All right. And shockingly to me, he fell up all the way to 13th to the Hornets, who drafted him and ultimately traded him. I never understood. I got that. If I remember correctly, I think they traded him for Vlade Divac. Um, but I remember, a young Kobe. I think it was when he was a rookie. I think Dale Harris was the coach, and I think it was maybe like it was like a playoff game or something. It was some game where he was kind of put in. He was like 18, 19. He wasn't really playing much, and he was put in, and he was taking some shots, throwing up some air balls, and I think people was criticizing Dale Harris for putting him in or whatever. But you know, at the time I didn't. I mean, I thought that he's this young talent. Give him a shot. Let's see what he can do. Um, but of course, from there, Kobe went on to become an all-time great. Um, Initially I was a fan of Kobe. Um, you know, the way him and Shaq were building up to eventually, becoming champions. Um, and during their three-peat, I was a Kobe fan. But then somewhere along the way, I guess he was just a little bit too cocky and arrogant for me. Um, and I kind of stopped being a fan and started rooting against him. All right. Um, the whole issue he had with Shaq, saying he told on Shaq, kind of ratted Shaq out, and then his whole controversy with the sexual assault. I was clowning him on that. Um, but at the end of it all, man, even when I was not a fan, um, I'm the kind of sports fan, man, that even guys that I'm not a fan of, guys I root against or whatever, um, you know, I tend to respect them at the end of their careers for what they achieve, man. And Kobe was one of those guys. Even when I criticized his arrogance, his cockiness, I criticized him being a ball hog. I had to say and respect that the man could play. All right. Um, there's always this discussion about Jordan and LeBron. It's kind of like it seems like almost like Kobe didn't exist sometimes. The way they just kind of skip over Kobe with the whole Jordan LeBron comparison. Um, some people want to debate. Is LeBron better than Jordan? And the whole time I said, and I think that he's not even better than Kobe. you know, um, as far as winning achievements. You know, if I had to pick one to be on my team, I'd pick Kobe. You know, but the guy was a high level player for a long time, even in the later stages of his career, until he got the Achilles injury, I believe, and after that he really wasn't the same. Um, his final year, he was more of an average player. Um, I did watch his final game. I had a lot of fun, making fun of him for taking 50 shots. you know, he scored 60 points in his final game. He took 50 shots. I was like, if you're gonna be a, you're known as a ball hog, you're gonna go out in your last game, go out shooting 50 shots. Um, but but while kind of clowning him in a fun way, you know, um, I was happy for the way he went out on a win, on a high performance, on a game winning shot, um, and a memorable night. As a legend, he deserved that. He deserved that night, and it was great that everybody got to see him like that in his final performance. You know, and I was happy for the guy. I respected the guy. Um, I have personally have not seen much of him since then. I've seen him a few times. He was doing the details show with ESPN and some commercials here and there, some interviews here and there. But for me, he has kind of had gone off into retirement. Not really seen much. Um, but it's a sad day and a sad time. Um, I can and must say that this guy was one of the best basketball players of all time. One of the best to ever do it, one of the best that ever lived. And I was asleep when all of this went down. Um, I woke up to my phone buzzing from a phone call, which I didn't answer, and then I started looking at all the alerts, the news, ESPN app notifications and such. Shout out to Mr. IOTBA. He did a video talking about Kobe, and saw that he did a video, and it's just kind of like one of those shocking, gut punching moments, something that you don't expect, and you know, just shocking, man. It's sad. Um, I read in the initial article, on ESPN, saying that 2020 this year would be the year that he is eligible to go in the Hall of Fame. It's extremely sad, man, for all that he accomplished and did and contributed to basketball, to basketball fans, lovers all over the world, to the game. That the guy won't even be at his own Hall of Fame induction. And at 41 years of age, man, that's incredibly sad. Um, that's gonna be a rough day. When he goes in, I'm assuming his wife and his kids will be up there, man, and you know it's gonna be a tough, sad day, man. You know, I felt that way when it comes to Hall of Fame inductions and speeches, man. People who pass, not being there for their moment, it sucks, man. It really sucks, and that's gonna be a rough day, man. It really is very somber day where he's gonna be celebrated but not present with us. And again, my heart goes out to his family, his friends, his fans. Um, you know, it's a sad day, man. And Kobe, I was at times I was a fan, at times I wasn't a fan, but but I always respected you as a basketball player, man. And I respect what you did uh, in your career. I respect what you did for basketball. Always have and will. And I definitely did when you retired. So I really think that's it, guys. I think I've kind of covered everything in a nutshell. Um, if I missed anything, I'll leave a comment in the comment section. Um, it is great that he was there for his jersey retirement. At least we can say and kind of hold on to that as being his his moment of honor. We'll say since he will be at the Hall of Fame induction. He at least he was able to be celebrated. That night, having his two jerseys retired, having everybody there, and we have that moment to hold up and to remember him by in celebration. So I am thankful for that, and we all should be. And if you guys have any words, any comments about Kobe, please leave a comment. Um, let's send well wishes to his survivors, man, his wife, his kids, and his family, and to all of his friends and fans across the world, man. Rest in peace, Kobe.